Let's talk prime rib. It's Christmas time's coming up. You sick of that old turkey or old ham? We got a better option for you with some absolutely beautiful prime rib roast right here. This is a really easy cook. It's a fairly fast cook. Doesn't take a whole lot of prep for you. Leaves a lot more time for your friends and family on the holiday. Let's get this thing started. I got with me a rib roast. Now you can get a standing rib roast, which has the bones on it, or you can get one with the bones already cut off. Either way works completely fine. The butcher's already wrapped this one up for me. If yours is not wrapped up, just take some butcher twine, tie it up a little bit. You want that thing to kind of stay round because it's gonna want to spread out when it gets on the grill and on the heat. Really easy prep today. I like to do this in a pan to catch all the juice that's gonna be coming out of this when we go ahead and season it. But I'm gonna start off with some kitchen bouquet. This is just a standard browning seasoning you can get from your grocery store. It acts as a really good slather. It also darkens the meat and makes it appear a little bit more crust on the outside when this thing's all done. Just gonna go ahead and hit this with that browning seasoning. A lot of dark color. This also allows you to go ahead and cook this prime rib the way you want it, rather than have to worry about getting that char on the outside. We will get a little bit of a char, this will brown it up, but sometimes when you chase that char, you can overcook the prime rib and you don't want to end up doing that. So this will avoid that whole process because it'll look charred even if you kind of undershot it a little bit. Just roll it around, get all that color on it. If yours is tied up, just make sure you kind of get your finger underneath that string so you don't have a spot with no color on it. And now we go in with our seasoning. Now you can really do whatever you want with seasoning. I got a mix of salt, pepper, some barbecue butter bomb, and also some smoked paprika, just to add a little bit of color and a little bit of smoke flavor to it. Real simple, but anything that you like for your seasoning for beef is really good. A lot of times I'll use like a Montreal seasoning or just a standard SPG. We're gonna take this up a little bit with that butter bomb and that smoked paprika. Coat it real good. Now this is kind of a big piece of meat, so you don't want to under season it. You can afford to go real heavy on your seasoning. It's not going to hurt anything. Get all the sides. All right, that's all there is to the prep. What'd that take? Maybe about a minute? Real simple. We're gonna go ahead and put this on the Hasty Bake. I have it set to the smoke position because we are gonna be smoking this prime rib today. We'll get that temp kind of at the very end a little hot so we can sear off the end, but right now we're just going to the smoke position, about 275 to 300. This is about a 3-pound roast. I bet this is gonna take about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to cook. Just keep checking it. We're gonna pull this thing when it hits about 120 degrees, and we're gonna let it rest so we can kind of do a reverse sear. So you don't wanna overshoot it. It's a lot better to undershoot it and be able to kind of sear it off at the end rather than take this thing up too far, you overcook your meat. Onto the Hasty Bake, 275 in the smoke position. You put it on the fire, I kind of like to press on it just a little bit, form it up. It likes to hold the shape it goes in to the grill on, so we want to hold that round shape. Put that to bed. Now it's time to hang out with family and friends. Nothing too crazy, nothing too hard. Save a lot of time for the people you love. We'll check on this in a few minutes. Got this prime rib pulled off. I pulled it about 115 degrees internal temperature because I'm reverse searing it. So this right now is on the low end of rare, almost blue rare, which is great. That sear is gonna bump it up to that 128, 130. And then we're gonna rest it just a few more minutes. But that rest in between is important because when you pull it early and you do that rest on the beginning, you actually can eat it quicker because you don't have to wait for 30 or 45 minutes for this thing to rest. It's already got most of that done. We're going right to the heat right now, so let's follow me to the Hasty Bake. I got a nice bed of coals. I pulled off that heat shield from smoking it. Now I got these things about 400 degrees, which is right where I want them. They're in the high bake position on the Hasty Bake. We're just gonna sear this off, get our last little bit of color on it. I go about 30 seconds aside. We'll flip, we'll see how we like the color. We may do it 2 or 3 times, but we're just looking for color at this point. You don't want it to look burned. You just want that nice Maillard reaction. We're there. 136, that's right where I want it. That's a good solid medium rare. The outside edges can be a little bit closer to well done for those people that like that. The inside is gonna be a perfect medium rare. I can't wait to dig into this, but that's a lot of meat to eat alone. Gonna bring a friend in. Lisa, you wanna come join me?
Yes, I've been standing over here drooling looking at this. It looks amazing.
This is so good.
Oh, that looks
so we got a
juicy.
3-pound prime rib. We've coated this thing down with a nice salt, pepper, garlic blend, some herb on the outside.
Yeah.
We went ahead and did a reverse sear on it. So we smoked it for about an hour and a half, rested it. Now we seared it off to get that beautiful bark on the outside.
It's
a little bit of that crunch,
beautiful.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now you always got to remember, if you got strings on here, you got to get those strings cut. So you're not serving those to your guests, right?
Right, because they might DQ you, just like a judge
absolutely.
would.
Right? Your guests are like, I don't want that bite of it. We'll go ahead and pull those strings out. So this outside piece is going to be a little bit closer to well done. So we get on the inside, we'll get a little bit closer to medium rare. There's your well done. It's probably good medium. And as you cut in, we're getting that pink center that we like.
Yeah.
Right there.
Very juicy.
Absolutely juicy. It's going to have a nice salt peppery crust on it. Remember, we seasoned it with that crust in mind because we know that that's a big piece of meat and you can't get the seasoning on the inside. So you want a lot of it on the outside so it kind of lasts through. You can get a little bit of that in every bite.
Everybody needs a little bit of the outside in their piece.
Right?
Right.
I don't know about you, but I'm ready to plate that up and try it.
I'm ready.
Let's do it. That is a mountain of really good looking prime rib.
It is. I can't wait to dig in.
It's going to have some smokiness. Grab your piece there. Some smokiness, some salt, some pepper. Get a little bit of that au jus in the bottom. Yep.
I can taste all those flavors. Oh my goodness, so I'm a little piece of
Dig
this.
in, yeah.
Little
This
bit
is
of
why I
that
can't
garlic.
buy prime rib from a restaurant anymore. You can make it way better at home, honestly.
yeah.
You guys saw how easy that is too. A lot of people come to me when I'm doing classes and they're a little intimidated by prime rib because it's expensive. When you prep it like we did, you smoke it like we did, you have a lot of extra wiggle room. Keep minding your temps, you're gonna get perfect prime rib every single time. Doesn't matter if it's for your holiday, for your tailgate, just for a regular old Saturday afternoon with your family. Try something like that, easy prep, enjoy it. Gotta put it on that Hasty Bake. Thanks for being here, we'll see you guys soon.